So what is Zapier? Spelling is Zulu Alpha Papa India Echo Romeo, Zapyer. Link is in the description. And that's quite the interesting company. And as I wrote in the Quamfy Lounge, and we spoke about it in the Dutch show, I think this is one of the most underrated partnerships for a while. I think this is right in the same vein with Oracle as an example, right? Oracle is a huge ass company that a lot of people know about. Nobody really knows what they're doing, including myself, up to a certain level, right? Because Oracle just provides infrastructure and connection to a ton of other things, and Zapier does kind of something similar, but in my opinion, they are more accessible to the smaller and medium businesses, right? I think their plans and their offerings, mostly, as far as I've seen, are more tailored towards those. So why is this interesting? Let's share my screen for a bit. So you can see here the Quant Twitter on December 4th. They tweeted, "We are delighted to announce the availability of hashtag Overledger platform in the Zapier store, enabling users and enterprises to build automated workflows customized for their role and business." Already had 750 likes. Let's retweet this little. And then we have the article right here. It's written by Andrew Carrier. They are describing Zapier as an industry-leading no-code development platform. Its quote-unquote zaps are beloved by millions for their ability to seamlessly integrate business applications and systems into automated workflows. Luke Riley is quoted here on the right-hand side of the screen. With any blockchain solutions, time to market will be drastically reduced. So we all know that Overledger is their powerful blockchain interoperability and integration platform. And with Overledger-powered zaps, one can create automated workflows, API calls for actions such as data feeds, real-time monitoring, and more, all without the knowledge of blockchain technology or writing a single line of code. Like all zaps, Overledger zaps can include additional integration to any other app in the Zapier store, including AI tools, business analytics tools, traditional databases, office programs, etc. Okay, so why is this important and interesting? Well, Quant is also about the no code, low code, etc. Apologies. Need to clear my throat there. And Zapier has that as well. I gave the example of what we do with the Quamfy Show, right? Tim and I are not coders at all. I mean, I taught myself just a wee bit of coding when I wanted to run my gateway, and I managed, but it is not easy. And making a single typo makes that it works, etc. And there's 1,000 different languages to code in. It's just a shit show. So that's why we, for instance, just use Zoom. I have a very simple editing program called Pinnacle. Super easy. Then we have the website. The website for us is a WordPress website. Why? No code. And for this website, we don't have it. But for my previous website, I did use Elementor. And that is also just copy paste, pick something you want. And you can just use a graphic user interface to modify and then just sculpt your website. And we pay a lot of money, right? We also use Podbean for our podcast distribution. And obviously we have YouTube, and YouTube is free. But for all those programs we use, Zoom, we pay like what, 200 a year? Podbean, like 200 a year, something like that. And for the website, we're currently using free plugins. Why? Because our website is not our primary bread and butter. If the website starts getting more traffic, we want more features, and then we will go with a premium plan for that as well. That being said, why would somebody use Zapier? Well, if you look on the screen right now, you can see these very well-known logos like Gmail. You can see Facebook, MailChimp, Sheets, Asana. And at the bottom, you see Dropbox, Hopper, HelloFresh, Miro, ActiveCampaign. There's a ton of companies that you guys know. And if you are a small, medium business or a large business and you're already using those implementations, Zendesk is another very good example, Calendly, and you want DLT or blockchain feeds or webhooks or other types of integrations. Maybe it's just for price, maybe it's to promote your token, maybe it's for God knows what else. Um, Blockchain language and normal Web 2 is not similar, right? There's a lot of differences. So thanks to Overledger right now, you can just drag and drop certain things. I haven't tried it. This is my understanding of what they explained. And you can just integrate those functions to your already existing apps, which is huge. I'd be willing to pay good money for that if I needed this, right? Same as that we are just a hobby project. We are losing now 2 years in a row 400 to 600 euros a year as a reward for bringing you this content. And we do that
Yeah.
relatively with a big smile on our face because we love what we do. And the integrations that we have make our life a lot easier, right? The recording is most of the time. And after that, the editing and the processing and uploading everything is relatively easy, especially with Podbean. We upload our stuff there. I can literally copy paste what I created in YouTube, and they just what's the word? Disseminate. They disseminate everything to all the podcast platforms, and we are on every single fucking podcast platform. You can look it up, and it works everywhere because all the code is standardized and everything. So it is really super easy. So if you're a business and you want to integrate something with crypto for payments, or you want to integrate something from blockchain X or Y, you can now easily do this. And if you see Zapier, they are huge. And I'm not talking Facebook using quant solutions. I'm talking about us, for instance, already using Zapier to integrate Facebook in some way with Gmail. I don't know if this is a possibility, but you also want to add something with Ethereum and a functionality for that for a payment of sorts. You can then mix and match and just make all that stuff work together. Let's say you want crypto payments or whatever. This will make this so much easier. And in that way, you are combining all the ecosystems that you're already a part of with your Web3 needs. And I know this sounds really, really fluffy because to me, like I said, I have no experience on this, but I can see why this is huge. And I highly recommend reading the article that is also in the description as to why, right? And Gilbert said, for instance, and then I'll give the stage to Tim. With these new Zapier integrations, we're bringing traditional internet service applications and data together with blockchain in the easiest way imaginable. Putting information from smart contracts on any blockchain and then effortlessly connect resulting data to other enterprise systems takes minutes. Imagine, for example, the benefit for a buy-side analyst with no technical knowledge who needs to pull live data on digital assets and populate a spreadsheet or enterprise database with it, right? So you can literally just go from Google Docs and Ledger Live or Etherscan, combine that and have that all work without converting CSVs in the most horrendous ways or even manually, etc. So, and you can probably even do this real time and God knows in what other ways. So there will be a market for this. And this, to me, this is what mainstream adoption will look like, right? And everything that needs overledger, this is an overledger zap, mind you, requires the token. Tim, thoughts?
Yeah. So last week we got this news about Zapier, and I really didn't know what to think because I didn't know the company at all, and neither did a lot of people around me who are in the community. We must mention though, like I agree with your points that you just made about the integration. That makes life easier for companies, and that's what Oracle is doing. That's what Zapier is doing, and that is what there's some other we got another integration somewhere in 2023, but I don't remember which one. There's some other kind of company that's doing the same thing, but I forgot what it is.
One did.
Yeah, no, but there's some other kind of company, right, that's doing something similar, but I just cannot remember. Don't be bothered. And yeah, that's the thing, right? There's so much of it that you forget stuff. Anyway, um, and what stood out to me, and that was a point that we made in the last Dutch episode, is that Gilbert has been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
If you type
2018.
in, yeah, exactly. If you type in Zapier in all the search bar of Telegram, you
Quant
have
community
the
channel, the main channel. Yeah.
yeah, and you have the Quant community channel and the other groups of quants on your phone on Telegram. You will see that Gilbert was the first one, or at least one of the first people to talk about it already back in October 2018. And we kind of knew that it existed and they hinted at it, but it still took like 5 years to make it a reality.
Yeah.
And there will be more companies that we've mentioned in the past and that we simply forgot about that we will see in the future. That is a very likely scenario for me, and this is just really good news again. Um, and the fact that people in crypto don't really know this significant is significant for me because it means that enterprise is more important for us than crypto. So it's good news. And those companies that you just mentioned, like Asana, I didn't know what Asana was, but apparently it's kind of big, making
Yeah.
workflows for companies, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a workflow
Structuring
company, right?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other things there. I saw Mailchimp, which is being used a lot to send emails. Um, that's significant. I don't know anything about the technical side, and I absolutely agree with your argument about integration. Um, but yeah, Overledger is really turning into a platform, a plug and play solution that can be used for multiple things at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And especially since, right, their slogan, right, make it simple, trusted, and future proof. Um, that is what is needed. And eventually, most of the Web3 companies that get created right now are still not being created to thrive in a Web2 environment. So it would still require um, solutions like Quant is offering to make it even viable to traditional companies. And eventually the lines between Web2 and Web3, they will blur, right? Eventually everything will just um, mesh together. But for the next maybe 5 years, maybe longer, there is no fucking way that somebody with a web shop or a business like up to 5 employees selling clothing or tech or whatever, or has an architecture company or whatnot, is going to use Web3 stuff if they're not already schooled in that, because it is just way, way, way too difficult and way too much. But they might want it, and maybe eventually the customers want it, right? But how are you going to do that? if you have to make everything yourself, create everything yourself, or hire somebody for $100 to $200 an hour to create the tools for you, just doesn't work. That's just what gets in the way of adoption. Same with what we have with crypto. Now people want to buy it, but yeah, if you tell people, oh, you need to buy a ledger, and you need to get MetaMask, and you need to have 24 words, and if you lose all your funds, and people are like, what? That's just friction, and it doesn't work. So these things, right? Zapier is to me, it's just great, amazing thing. Really looking forward how that will evolve and drive traffic eventually. Um, so we also found an article today, another tweet, and the tweet reads: organizations that are looking to scale and harness the power of blockchain technology are still struggling with hashtag interoperability. We explore the importance of interoperability and the benefits it can unlock for businesses. And obviously, there is an article written by Solène Justice or good old Selene Justice, depending on where you are from. And the article is called Blockchain Navigating the Journey into Interoperability. Sorry, navigating the journey to upward interoperability. Did you see what I did there? I just took the, anyway. Blockchain has become a reality within the financial services industry, yet organizations that are looking to scale and harness the power of blockchain technology are still struggling with interoperability. In this article, we explore the importance of interoperability and the benefits it can unlock for businesses. Skimmed through the article, and this is, in my opinion, a very nice summary of everything that Quant does. To me, it reads like a December article without downgrading it. Is that the word? Yeah. It's a very nice overview, right? What is interoperability and why is it important? They go back to overlay to authorize. They go to the bridge technology.
I think it's a great article, actually. I
Yeah,
mean, I haven't read it, Quamfy Show fashion, but
no, Tim
uh,
Fashion.
Tim fashion, fair enough. Pure Tim fashion. But I think it's a great article without having actually read the content. Um, but it's important for Quant to kind of keep stating why they are relevant, right? Keep stating their core mission, and that is about interoperability. I think we kind of forget that sometimes. We are focusing on all those aspects of the QNT token, but the core, the reason why we are here, is interoperability, and people still do not really understand even now. 2 weeks until 2020, the start of 2024, that this is what brings us here. And just simply summarizing the need for that and why you cannot really have bridges as a means to achieve it. It's really important. And they added some new things because they are also talking about authorized, for example. So they kind of they more make the argument again why Quant is relevant, and they also show why their new functions are relevant in that bigger picture that they are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
developing.
That's a good point you're making right there because we oftentimes tend to lose track
Yeah,
of what it means to hold, in this case, this token, right? It is so easy to just only see the token and think the token is the end all and be all. But in the case of Quant, and I know that a lot of people disagree, we are looking at the tech, right? The tech is, and this doesn't mean I'm in it for the tech, right? I'm also in it for the fucking profits. I need a fucking new garden.
obviously,
But
obviously.
now it's the token is not the focus of their business. That's stated on the website, but the tech is what makes the token needed. right? So all the partnerships, everybody knows that, but it goes so much deeper and further than just a token. I can still remember vividly the enormous misconceptions, especially within the XRP community. Scott, right, the guy from being in crypto or whatever was the channel called. Um, so you
Love for
think QNT
crypto.
is as fast as XRP, do you? Something like that. It has nothing to do with the tech per se, right? The tech is an entirely separate thing. And the tech provides the interoperability and the integrations and all those things that businesses need. But fueling everything on the back end, that's the QNT token,
Yeah,
right?
of
And
course. But I mean, if you think about it, we are kind of here for the tech still. And I
mm-hmm.
mean, we've had these arguments during the years, but I still really believe that we are here. Obviously, we are here for the profits, but that makes us investors, right?
Yeah,
So kind of that is a non-argument in my book because, well, yeah, we are all here for the profits, and no matter how you do that. But
yeah,
we really invest based on the tech because the technology is what enables the company to thrive. And if the company does well, then our thesis is that the crypto token that belongs to it is also doing well. Right? If you're investing in a company, you are there for the tech in a certain way because you want the
yeah.
tech to do well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's unlikely that that company is not going to make it, which means that
But
the price of the token is going to drop.
I might have an interesting
Value.
example, right? Let's say Tesla. Everybody was fucking excited for Tesla back in 2020, 2019, rightfully so, because Tesla was creating all this new tech and they had all these new innovative ideas. And
Yeah.
they had this Cybertruck coming up, and they had this the semi coming up, etc. Nobody, if there are even communities for Tesla, accused the other person. Oh, are you not only in this for the stock? Are you in it for the tech? Which is ridiculous. But in crypto, you heard it all the time.
Yeah.
Just because you're not concerned about the token price with that. Oh, yeah, you must be in it for the tech. Yeah, motherfucker, I'm in it for the tech. That's what makes this entire fucking ship relevant, right? The token price eventually, right? That's the thesis, will be derived from the utility and the adoption of the tech. So without the tech, there's no token appreciation. So yes, I'm in it for the tech. Yes, I'm excited for the tech. Yes, I'm excited for what they're doing in their office, right? How they're treating their employees. Yes, I'm excited for their partnerships and for a ton of other stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
because without
obviously.
that, there's no token price appreciation.
But that
Well,
doesn't mean, obviously, that we are completely hyped about it because we simply, at least for me, I do not understand what's going on the technical aspect of it. I have no clue. I can just see it and have a rough interpretation of what is happening.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's a very valid point. Because people in crypto, what are we actually doing? It's all mimicking each other, not really thinking clearly, following influencers, following the herd.
Yeah.
That's what happens.